Oh. Okay. Let's get serious now. Hey! Why don't you quit watching porn? There's a good idea for you. But anyway, let's get right down to it here. Why would you do that? Why would you give up porn? Well, yeah, there's benefits to it. There's benefits to quitting porn. All kinds of good stuff that quitting is going to do to you. All kinds of bad stuff that pornography does do to you. Actually, the science is starting to come out here now and say, hey, yo, pornography is not really the best thing for you. And yeah, people can get addicted and it can mess them up and they get ED and all this kind of nasty stuff. You don't want that. And moreover, you don't want to be a cuck. We talked about that before. Don't be a cuck. Porn is for cucks. But anyway, the changes that you experience in your life. And here's the thing. People talk about, all the superpowers that Nofap gives them and all this crazy things that happen to their life. And I'll tell you what that is, because that's more than just the direct effects of Nofap or no porn. This is more than just the immediate effects that are directly tied to porn addiction. What these people are talking about largely, and what I'm talking about in my life, because I will tell you, these last 16 months of being off porn have been the best of my life, and really the richest of my life, I think. I think more has happened in the last 16 months than in my entire life before that. That's what it feels like anyway. But let me tell you what that is. This is the cumulative effect of all these changes that started with quitting porn. And you know what, maybe there's some other stuff before that. Lots of spiritual growth going before that. But quitting porn really set things off. And I will tell you, these last 16 months have been phenomenal. And there's been ups, there's been downs. I've been happier than I've ever been and sadder than I've ever been within these last 16 months. But you know what? That's the richness and the fullness of life that I'm finally experiencing now. But so much of that is the cumulative effect of these changes. In other words, you quitting porn and the effects of quitting porn are not the only effects that you're going to notice, because these effects also have effects. When you become more confident socially, you become more outgoing, you become more risky even, well, guess what? Those new actions that you're taking, those new attitudes that you're having are going to have their own effects. And so it's like a chain reaction here, or like compound interest. You know how compound interest works. You invest, I don't know, $5 one day, and if you get like 5% a year on that, then that's going to be what would that be? 25 cents a year. But if it compounds so that it's not 5% of $5 every single year, it's 5% of $5 the first year, and then 5% of $5.25 the second year, and so on and so forth. You're getting the same percentage of a bigger amount of money each year. But it's the same thing with these changes that take place in your life. It's the same way with self-improvement in general. Is you're improving off of a better position each day. So in other words, if you become 5% better today, then tomorrow you're 105% of where you were today. And then if you become 5% better tomorrow, then it's not 5% where you were today, it's 5% of that 105%, which is awesome. Go ahead, buddy. Get out of here, it's crowded. But yeah, I mean, these are cumulative changes. In other words, you don't just revert every single day. You get better every single day. And so it adds up over time. It accumulates. It builds upon itself. And that is why this has been so significant for me and for so many others, is because it kicks something off. It starts this chain reaction of changes and more and more and more changes. Because what porn addiction does, largely what it does, okay, sex is one of the hugest driving forces for guys just in general. And so a lot of times guys who are addicted to porn, they can just be led into this complacency with life. And they just kind of stop moving, or they start coasting. That's kind of where I was at. I was just kind of coasting. And there were things that I was dissatisfied with. There were things that I wanted to change, but I wasn't really motivated enough to do anything about them. Now it's like, whoa, dude, this world is crazy. And love it, and I love to travel now, and even though I barely get to do it because I'm so busy, and I love people, and I just love now, and it's crazy, and there's so much that I want to do. It's like, whoa, dude, I have a mission. Like, life is happening. The game is on, okay? And it's so different from where I was before, and I was just kind of existing. And I did good work. I worked well. I worked hard, and I had kind of ideas of what I would like to kind of maybe do someday, and I was still learning slowly, and I was making some degree of progress in life. But compared to now, man, it's a totally different ball game. And that is one of the reasons this is so worth it. And then this also ties in with the next point I want to make, which is really one of the most important ones. And that is, are you being obedient to God with everything? Are you being faithful with what He's entrusted to you right now? Because God's got plans for you. And a lot of times, for most of my life, it wasn't really clear what any of those plans might have been. It was just kind of, maybe I don't have any specific calling or anything like that. And it wasn't until I started to become obedient that He started to share some of those plans with me. Why would He entrust you with more things when you aren't being faithful with what you have already? Why would He entrust you with a greater, more purposeful, more meaningful, fuller life if you aren't being faithful with the one He's given you right now? Why would He expect you to follow the next step of His plan when you aren't even following Him right now? You aren't doing what you're supposed to right now. It's so important if you want to do the things in life that have been appointed for you to do. If you want to follow God's purposes for you in this life, and you want to complete your mission, whatever that may be, it's so important to obey Him everywhere, not just to be looking for the big thing that God wants you to do and say, yes, I'm going to do that 100%, but this doesn't matter so much. How is watching porn every now and then going to affect my ability to do whatever it is you think He's got for you? But man, it's not about that. It's not about the direct effect of that. It's about being obedient. It's about showing that He can trust you with this crazy, awesome stuff He's got for you. So you got to be obedient in everything. You know what? That's not just porn. That's all kinds of stuff. It can be gossip. It can be lying. It can be lying about stuff that doesn't matter, that you think doesn't matter. It can be the way you treat other people, the way you treat specific people maybe. It can be unforgiveness. It can be so many different things. And the thing is not to just beat yourself up over every little sin here, but it's to never be complacent with those failures, to never be satisfied with sin, to never just be okay with it, to always be striving to be better and to serve God more fully. And when you do, and when you just give everything over to Him and you decide, you know what, I'm going to do things God's way, I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm not going to try and do things my way. I'm not going to try and find a compromise between God's way and my way. I'm just going to obey Him, and that's the way it's going to be. And yeah, you'll mess up along the way. You might fall short, but you know what? That's what grace is for. The important thing to do is to stop fighting God and stop just accepting these things that are contrary to Him. Stop, collaborating with the enemy here, because you're not going to get anything done like that. Okay? So take it seriously. You know what? God's patient. He's going to work with you. It can take time to get free of stuff like this. I know it took me 6 years to quit porn. From the time I decided I wanted to quit, it took me 6 years to quit it. And you know what? God was patient with me through that. And my failures, my weakness didn't mess up God's plans. And yeah, sure, things would be better now, I think, if I had completely cut it off in the beginning. But you're not going to accidentally screw up God's plans for you. If you're looking for Him, and if you are fighting to obey Him and striving to seek Him and seek His will and to do what He wants you to do, and you're not trying to squeeze your own will in there and doing what you want to do instead, then He's got good stuff for you, and you're gonna get there. Okay, that's all I'll say is you're gonna get there, and it's gonna be great. So, let's do this, all right? Let's do this thing. It is so worth it on so many different levels. Besides just the regular benefits of quitting porn, there's the cumulative benefits of quitting porn. There's that chain reaction there. There's being able to follow God's will and follow God's plan and see what He has in store for you. It's all this awesome, awesome stuff. So let's do it, all right? Let's do this thing. Let's live this life here. But anyway, yeah, Nofap November. Nofap November is not the goal. The goal is getting porn out of your life for good. So let's do that. But let's stay focused here. Nofap November is a great thing. It's a great way to get some momentum. So let's build that momentum here. Let's finish strong, no matter where you're at, no matter if you messed up already. Let's commit here to finish strong. Let's get the rest of the month of November under our belts here. Get off to a good start for the end of the year here. December is coming up. Let's make it a good one, okay? Whew. Christmas. What would baby Jesus think about you jerking off to midget cuckold porn? I don't know, whatever it is. But let's do this thing, okay? Let's live this life. It's awesome. The world is awesome. People are awesome. Let's do it, all right? But y'all take it easy, but not too easy. God bless you guys. Have a lovely, 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 lovely porn-free day, week, month, rest of your life. Subscribe to this channel to keep up with these videos. We ain't done here. And got plenty of other videos, so check those out too. Follow me on Twitter for fun. If I don't get banned from Twitter, they're banning a lot of people from Twitter right now is what I've heard. But oh well. We shall survive. But until next time, this is Bro Hoshaphat. Stop watching porn, and I will talk to you later.